Welcome to Spirited Straight Talk, the podcast to help you thrive with the help of spirit. I'm Deb Shepard, psychic medium, spiritual teacher, and author. Each week, I bring new insights to help you heal from loss, connect with spirit, and turn setbacks into triumphs. So let's get started. You see this mala that I'm wearing right now, Dana? That's one of my favorite malas I wear all the time.
Gorgeous.
Yes. So today's topic is going to be about malas, but I want to go backwards a little bit here and talk about when I first started this work years ago. I had a friend that did jewelry make me a bracelet that was made out of a rosary. And I had certain stones added to it for, I have no idea why at the time, to wear when I was doing sessions, doing readings. I am not Catholic, never owned a rosary. There was just I just felt drawn to this thing that she had in her store and said, hey, can you put these things together and make this bracelet?
Mm-hmm.
She did. And I wore it for a long time. I put it on. It was sort of my ritual before I started doing readings. During that, when the clients came, I created an intention. I would do my meditation. I would put on this bracelet and do my readings. Well, after probably maybe 2 years of wearing it, I don't remember exactly the time frame, I sit down and I'm wearing it and I'm doing a session and the bracelet breaks and all the pieces spread around the room. And I was in shock, like,
oh, wow.
What did this mean?
That had some serious energy.
Yeah, serious energy. And I just was like, wow. And I'm trying to pick up the pieces and I'm thinking, do I have it remade? What is the purpose of this? And what I learned later was that I had this intention of holding this vibration or energy, and it did its job. And at that point, it broke and scattered. So I ended up, doing something different, of course, and I didn't use that rosary again. But since then, or after a short period, of course, I was introduced to malas and the intention and all those things. So my feeling is I probably have that made probably because of a past life or some sort of vibe. Maybe I was Catholic and it had a sacred meaning to me. And I wanted to make sure that my intention doing the sessions were very sacred. I was bringing in a very intentional moment of honoring the person and what I was doing.
Well, those stones probably held energy for you.
100%.
Supported the energy that you needed to do readings when you first began. Because I know I remember you telling me that you used to get freezing cold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you would have to wrap up in blankets. And
I would drink hot tea and put, my hands on the hot cup, and because it was me getting used to another energy vibration, and I would get so cold. So obviously there were some rituals that I went through in order to practice. And I didn't have anyone to tell me these things. I just sort of intuitively said, I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to proceed. And I think it really honored, it was a sacred moment, and that's what that represents.
Well, when we dive into malas and all about malas, most people have noticed or are seeing a lot of people all of a sudden wearing mala beads, mala bead necklaces, mala bead bracelets. I see them everywhere now, where a few years ago you didn't see them.
No.
But it's considered lucky to have your mala break, because that means it's doing its job. It's the energy that you're getting from the beads and the crystals and the
stones are made from.
And the string. There's a meaning to every part of a mala. It's
which you're going to share, but I was linking before you continue getting into the depths of it. And you've seen this with me. When someone has a mala bead, I feel like it's a beacon for me to go over. Hello, are you one of my people? And they're looking at me like,
you always point, you're wearing malas.
I'm like, oh my, they probably think, oh, it was just kind of pretty. They probably don't have the same meaning or intention, but that's probably not true. But I feel like it's, I'm drawn to, those are my people. So yeah, if you wear a mala, there is just a like-minded kind of like-minded energy showing up.
Well, and not a lot of people know the the meaning behind
All of it.
the malas, but they're ancient. It's used in Hindu, Buddhist, but it's used in rosaries. So it's not just a mala, the beads themselves, or a beaded necklace or something beaded is used in lots of meditation, which I think, like for Catholics, their rituals of saying their Our Fathers and
Hail Marys.
Hail Marys, yeah, it's all done with the beads.
It's the rhythm of the chanting and the tone. And so even when I did not understand it and had the rosary made on my wrist, I knew on some level there was a sacred energy I was trying to bring in,
Yeah.
that was on it. And I think that's what the whole thing with malas are about, is an intention of a sacred space. So you have all these great details. I mean, just so you guys know, behind the scenes, Dana knows all the details. I just think they're pretty, and I like the vibration and the energy they bring.
No,
she's like,
a little more than
this,
that.
and this. Yeah.
So with malas, the cool thing is they're used for inner peace and spiritual growth. So there's an intention behind what sort of bead is on each mala. So when people look at your malas on your website, you spell out all the information about what each bead is for and what the intention is. And you created
that was so much fun. I had so much fun with that. Yeah.
With our friend Sarita at Tibet Imports here in Colorado. So you sat down and we chatted with her to create these specific intentions, like spiritual connection, heart healing mala. You have like 6 different malas and a bunch of mini malas, which are the bracelet malas, all for a specific healing or intention purpose. And so that's what these are for, the color of the string. But the very cool thing about malas is there are 108 beads, and there are so many meanings behind this. I'm going to share just a few of those.
It's really cool. I mean, when you start looking at, it's just a number of 108. No, there's so much more to it.
Yeah. Mala actually stands for garland, and it's used in meditation, either to send energy out or to bring energy to you, depending on which hand you wear it on, whether you wear it around your neck. It can help you concentrate your mind. But the 108, in Vedic mathematics, it's a great joy number, and it is divisible by its own digits. So it is, there's so much meaning to it from a mathematical standpoint, but there are 108 energy channels in your body that converge into the heart chakra, or to form the heart chakra. There's also 108 marma points, or concentrated centers of energy in the human body. There is 108 human feelings that were identified, 36 related to the past, 36 related to the present, and 26 related to the future. Let's see here. In Vedic astrology, there are 12 houses and 9 planets. 12 times 9 is 108. So you see the theme here.
It's that collective universal energy.
It is.
But what I think is amazing about this, malas were made a couple thousand years ago. And the fact that they put that number with all the information you're getting, this was something that is ancient data that they had that we're still using and not realizing.
And there's more, because this is all tied to astrology and the Vedic astrology. So the average distance to the moon from the earth is 108 times the diameter of the moon. The metal silver is said to represent the moon. So that's all tied together. The atomic weight of silver is 108.
Mind blowing here. Keep going.
Chemistry, periodic charts have 108 elements. And then we have 108 elements in the universe and 108 bones in the body. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's more, but you can see why 108 is used for the length of the mala, or for the size of the mala.
And we're going to talk about this course, more detail, but when you look at, there's 108, it is connecting to each of those vibrations on a universal level. So from your soul to the universe to everything that's made up around us. So that again is a connection.
Yeah. So, and then the mini malas, they're typically made of 27 beads. So it's basically a division of
The 108.
Of 108.
Well,
yeah.
my
So
age is 27. So, that.
and then the guru bead is usually in the center.
So the guru bead is the larger bead. Mhm.
Typically it's larger, but sometimes it won't be, but it's in the center. It's where it all converges.
The
with
tassel. Usually, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So you're never supposed to cross over the guru bead, and you do hold your mala in your right hand while you're chanting or focusing your intention or using your
intention, thoughts, what you're trying to create.
Your mantra.
Mhm,
I don't know why the word escaped me, but when you're using your mantra, whatever your mantra is, use your imagination, use your intuition to choose your mantra. It can be a Sanskrit mantra or one you've made up on your own, like whatever your intention is.
I am powerful.
Mhm.
I am.
Yeah. But you hold it in your right hand because in India, your left hand is unclean.
Yes.
But you hold it in your right hand to do your chanting. And a couple of other ways you can wear it. You can wear it on your left wrist if you're
wanting to receive,
and your right wrist
for release,
for
releasing.
Yeah.
Sending energy.
And then around your neck to absorb the intention of the mala itself and all of the energy from the beads and the crystals. So,
and this is a little bit off topic for a second. When we go to get our malas that we have for our site that's available, you and I will go and be drawn to a mala, and I'll go, I'm like, oh my goodness, the feel of this one. There are all these beads. They're beautiful. They're all gorgeous. Right. And I'll go to one and I'm like, wow, this just feels really good. It's just, wow. And Sarita will give me the meaning of the stones.
Right.
And I'm thinking, that's exactly how I'm feeling. That's exactly what I need. So you will know and feel the ones that you're drawn to. And we both have done that. And if you pick one, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not for me. It is a very individual connection that you have with these.
Yeah. The guru bead is considered the most important part of the mala. I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's said to symbolize the relationship between the student and the teacher. And so that's why another reason why you never cross over the guru bead.
Hey, don't cross over me, I'm going to push back.
It's a point of focus for your meditation, seeking guidance. So it could even be guidance from a higher power, and blessings from your spiritual teacher, Deb Shepherd.
Yeah, well, I love to teach, but as we know, my students always say, you can't get away with much because she's very psychic. But
you can't get away with anything around you.
I'm like, yeah, I know what's going on. And I think it's about also that boundary and respect. You're learning all the boundaries. You're learning about us having boundaries with the people in our life, you creating boundaries. Those are things we represent honor. And I think it's honoring that you're absorbing the teaching and understanding.
And then for the string and the tassel, it's knotted very tightly in between each.
When we watch Sarita, you've made them. I haven't made them. I tell you what I want on them. But watching Sarita, that's made thousands of these, she almost knots them with one hand as she's walking around doing things. It's I would assume that that's also a great form of meditation for her.
I would assume, yeah.
Because she's doing this over and over and over. And so there's a knot between each bead.
Yeah, there's a knot between each bead. And so as you slide over them, you're feeling all of that. And the color of the bead has a significance as well.
And the color of the thread, correct?
The color of the thread, yes, that's what I meant. It's the color of the thread and the tassel has a significance as well. So you always want to find out what that is when you're picking out a mala, which is why we spell that out on yours.
Yeah, on all the ones that we offer, it says every detail so you know.
Yep. So they're used to symbolize personal, cultural relationships, physical and magical, supernatural power,
We like magic.
common world views.
So I just want to talk about the ones I have. We have several, but I have probably two that I wear the most frequently. And what I love about them is they have a certain vibe that I want to feel. So it's sort of the ceremony or the ritual I do before I do a class or I do reading. So you'll see me usually wearing them. And I don't share them. You don't wear my mala. I mean, it's something we don't share. And you and I can share jewelry and things like that. But for some reason, I believe it's just my vibe, my energy. And it's
like nobody else should wear your
yeah,
mala.
it's your
You
mala.
shouldn't share your mala.
I've allowed people to hold them or put them on just to have them feel the vibe, but it isn't something that I just allow them to wear because it's your energy, your intention with them. And it's almost like I go through a process when I put it on and I'm feeling them and I'm sitting down to get ready. It helps center.
Yeah.
And I know that vibe is coming through. It's almost like building some confidence and a back support of like, you got this, we got you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such an energetic piece to wear, actually.
And if I'm in a large group versus a private, when I'm teaching, I go to a couple and I really only wear basically two. We have a couple more, but those are my two to go to. And it's really about being respectful of these. These are considered, in my opinion, sacred.
They are sacred. Yeah.
So you don't put them on the floor. You don't wear them in a shower. This is something that it might not be a very expensive diamond, but it is something that has a vibration because it has Mother Earth and an intention and
a lot of meaning.
All these different, meanings. So if you're looking for an energy of healing or becoming more intuitive or trusting or confidence, whatever it is, abundance, that is a sacred place that you're wearing and reminding you of what your intentions are and bringing it all together.
I think it's become more acceptable for people to wear them outside of a yoga studio or outside
a temple.
Sacred, yeah. So it's more mainstream now, but it's also a way to communicate your belief system and that you are a yogi or you are
spiritual,
into meditation, spiritual. Yeah, it's kind of like hey, I'm out here too.
It's like, oh, you're one of my people.
One of my people.
Like, no, I just think it was really pretty colors. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yep.
But we want to talk about the caring of it and how to take care of the malas and the sacredness of them. Again, we have a place that we hang ours up. So we
hang them up, but we also cleanse them with selenite. But you typically you will bless them before we actually send them to a customer. They're blessed, they're cleansed, and they and we do the same to our malas that we wear. So correct. We have a selenite tray that they go in because selenite cleanses crystals and stones. But also you can put them in the moonlight.
I love doing that. When we've had some really fun, powerful moons, we put it out. Super moons. I'm like, oh yeah, let's put it out there now.
But it could be any moon.
Yeah, it can. But for those are the times I'm like, oh yeah, let's take it out there now. You're not removing energy that you need on it. What you're doing is just like all of us. It's about cleansing and having new and creating a new intention. Yeah. You don't have to go through another blessing or ritual, but you can. But it's just putting anything that's on there that you energetically don't want, it's removing it.
Well, and it's, just bringing in
bringing it
more positive energy too. Yeah. But it also, you can sage them if that's how you want to cleanse them, but just
holy water,
keeping them energetically cleansed is a great idea. Not letting them hit the floor, not wearing them to bed, not, like you said already, not wearing them into the shower, things of that nature. That's really all you have to do to care for them. They're very easy to care for. It's not like it's complicated, but it's treating them like you would
with respect. With respect.
Crystal. Yeah. And if it breaks, there's a couple of things you can do. You can have it restrung, but a lot of people, if they have a mala that breaks, it's provided you with the energy you needed at that time, and you can go and get a new mala at that point if you want. And a lot of people will bury and give their stones back to the earth. They will bury the stones and give them back.
And I think, as you were saying that, I think placing them in different places as intention too, if you are taking a walk, or you go to someone's gravesite, or you have, a bird bath, there are things I think you can place them to giving them back to Mother Earth. And if you have 108 of them, how fun it would be to place them around Mother Earth to honor your intention in giving back. Why not? And
very true.
And to me, it's also a time, and that's what happened with me with the rosary that was from my bracelet. It was time for me to do something different and learn more, which is where I learned more about malas, to have something different, because maybe that experience had been done or healed, or, it's exchange of energy. So it's like, okay, what's next for you?
Yeah.
Next phase.
And I love my mala beads, and I don't wear them every day. If I'm just working on the computer or something like that, maybe I should wear them. Maybe it would help me energetically. But I know you wear them
almost every day.
You wear them almost every day, but you for sure wear them when you're doing readings or in an event. And it really seems like it helps support you, because you touch them often. Yeah.
I think it's almost like a uniform, in the sense of, I feel the connection for me, and it's around your heart chakra. So of course, when I touch them, it almost gives me naturally, I don't even think about it anymore, but it's this natural feeling of, I got you, I got this. And that's because I've been doing it for 20 years. I know it's there. I feel it there. And that's the beauty of it. I always recommend. And at first, people may feel like this feels a little awkward, or some of them could be a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
I've got one that's, I don't even know that they're on almost anymore. I just got this hit too. It's interesting. There's one that I wear, my white one, most of the time if we're doing readings. When I'm done with my day, it's almost immediately I take it off and hang it up.
Yeah.
I just thought about this, because it's used for that sacred energy of time, of respect, of both, all the different levels of consciousness. And I'm no longer using it just for my daily life.
Yeah.
And it's this feeling of, okay, it's done. It's got to be hung up and respected.
And your white one, you use quite a bit when you're doing readings.
Medium readings, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Just made me think about that when I'm done, it's almost this ritual that I don't wear it to go, well, what's going on today? What's to do with daily things. So obviously I'm there.
And that's similar to the one on your website. It's the spiritual connection.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the spiritual connection has purple amethyst on it to
help with that connection.
Help with the connection to the divine. Yeah. Yeah. So we have a couple of things. First of all, you can take a peek at the malas. Yeah. If you're interested, go to debshepard.com, because Deb has a ton there. They're all handmade. We just thought this would be a cool topic to share, because there's probably not a lot of education around malas, or why so many people are wearing them.
And we haven't talked about it, and I'm wearing them all the time. So share why I'm wearing them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just really beautiful.
Yeah. So debshepard.com. But also we have a couple things to share. So I'm going to do this one first.
Okay.
You have a psychic dreaming course that is free on your website. And I want to share a little bit about that, but people can go up and sign up for the psychic dreaming course at your website. And you created it and I know you created it for this purpose, because I helped to more easily get messages from spirit and your loved ones on the other side. Between all the priorities we have to juggle, it can be so hard to connect. And we need to connect to get that clearer guidance that we want. So a lot of people out there, not you, because you have a different philosophy, but a lot of other people out there they'll just say, meditate, go meditate.
Usually that's not my first go-to.
Slow down and meditate. That's important. And you talk about meditation, but I know you also talk about meditation in a different way.
Yes.
Because we have such busy lives. And so you try to reframe it for people, but it can be really challenging to set aside time to meditate, to connect the way others teach. So you're doing this a little differently. And by the time most of us go to bed, we're just freaking exhausted and done for the day, right? But what if you could get messages while you're sleeping.
You could
Because-
multitask. You could dream and
Right.
sleep and get messages.
You can.
Absolutely.
This is what you teach. And it's one of the best ways for people to get messages, according to Deb Shepherd,
Yes.
which is why you created the Psychic Dreaming course.
And it's free.
And it's super powerful. It's really fun. It's 3 days and it helps you connect in your dreams. It helps you set that intention.
Understand it.
In psychic dreaming, you learn how to call in your psychic dreams so you can wake up each day with guidance, which we love. And it happens quite often, especially to you. Go figure. Discover how to invite your loved ones in to connect with you in your dreams and your guides to visit during your dreams. And you talk a lot about the metaphors and how to interpret what they're saying, because it's usually not vocally that they talk to you. Find out how to remember them, how to remember your dream messages, and then how to decipher the hidden messages and guidance that come through in your dreams. So go to debshepherd.com and sign up, or you can go to the show notes in this podcast and you can sign up for it. The show notes will have the link that you can sign up. It's free. Just do it. It's super cool.
You can't beat free.
I know. And you have one more thing to share.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a number. I'm assuming this will also be available
In the
on a
show
link
notes,
in the show notes. That's behind the scenes things that Dana does,
You have your magic bag and I have mine.
Yeah, thank goodness. It's a team. It's a team. So the number that I want you to remember if you're driving, of course, don't stop and drive. Don't try to write it when you're driving, but it's 720-282-1393. Again, that is 720-282-1393. You want to call this number and give us some fun information or facts on your favorite sign from your loved ones and how they showed up, so we can talk about it.
Or a really cool story. You have a cool story, or we have a cool story about some signs we've gotten.
This is a funny, haha, people will call and go, are they in my house? I'm like, yeah, they probably are. And they go, I think my house is haunted. And my joke is when I die, I think they're going to have haunted bus tours in my house, because we have activity all the time, because we have everyone's loved ones coming through. So yes, they are in your home, they are in your spaces, and they like to say hello. It doesn't mean you always know them like us. We have a lot of people, but do you want to share
We
one?
never know them.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, like who's that? Can you vacuum and do the dishes while you're here? Do you want to talk about that story? I think
I could start it.
Yeah, which one? Was it the one with the?
So yeah,
The
it was
vases?
like 12:30 at night, I think, and you had an early morning show call. You had to be at a
Studio.
a TV station for a show the next morning. So we were in bed early, but I had fallen asleep, and it was probably a half hour after I fell asleep. And all of a sudden I hear crash, 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 one right after the other. And I was like, oh my God, are the windows being busted out?
Someone's breaking in.
Had no idea what was happening. And I sat up, and you didn't hear anything. I don't
No,
know how you didn't hear
no
anything.
pun intended, but I was dead asleep. No pun intended there.
I was like, what is going on? So I'm jumping up, and you get up, and I'm like trying to figure out what's going on, like sneaking out of the room. And I look over in the laundry room, and all the cabinets are closed. No, there's not a cabinet door open, but every single vase in one of those cabinets has come out and is broken all over the laundry room.
It even broke some tile.
Yep, it cracked a tile. Yeah. But it was almost like all of these vases were thrown out of the cabinet. The cabinet shelves were fine. Nothing had shifted. Nothing else came out of it. Just the glass vases.
And the shelves didn't even like tilt like it had.
No.
Something had broken, but no, they just got thrown out.
The shelf was fine.
Yeah.
Because that was my first thought. And So broken vases everywhere. We had no clue what was going on, but the next morning.
Yeah, so we're at a little cafe, and we're sitting around, and I'm doing some readings, I think was what it was.
For the show.
For the show. And I forgot how it came up exactly, but this one woman said she wanted me to connect with her grandfather. And I said, he just tells me that he had a ruckus the night before his service. Like he did something to really let everyone know he was there. She goes, yeah, he had some tiles on the ceiling, I think it was, that came down to let us know that he was pulling like the ceiling off. And I went, all of a sudden I felt the chills, and I went, your grandpa was at our house last night and he took out the vases and threw them on the floor. She goes, oh, that would be him.
I'm glad he didn't break expensive ones.
Yeah, these are ones that, you get delivered, and it's all about the flowers. But yeah, it was really trying to get our attention. But we've had doors closing, and
I know the first time I was in this house by myself, I was here by myself, and I heard a door upstairs slam, and I freaked out. I actually ran outside. I was like, I'm not going to be in there by myself.
Who's here? Well, we've had
now it's like daily occurrences.
Well, now it's our norm. Like we'll have the TV going at 3:00 in the morning, blaring, and it's not even on a channel we normally watch. With that said, I think there's stories that are not probably as scary, but they are wanting you to know that they're around. So we just want you to call in and share some interesting stories, and
story you can come up with,
and just see if.
And you're going to share them on a show.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a show to share your stories.
Yeah, we want to hear, because I want people to know that your loved ones are around, or they're trying to give you signs, and they will move and do things. I mean, I know that they turn water on, they scare animals, we can see them, or we take photos. So any of those it doesn't have to be them throwing stuff across the laundry room, but
that's not typical.
Yeah. Just know that, we want to hear a few to share. So people pay attention.
Yeah. I have some cool stories too about when my grandma died.
Yeah.
So the number again, 720-282-1393. And we want to share your stories about the coolest signs you've gotten from your loved ones or guides.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope it inspired you. If you enjoyed our conversation, make sure you subscribe so that you get notified of new episodes. And let's get connected. Visit debshepard.com for more insights, support, workshops, and to book a session with me. And finally, always remember, your loved ones in spirit are just a thought away. Even though they're on the other side, they're always by your side.